Hi, I'm Mrs. D Math. Welcome back to my channel, and today we're going to be interpreting the unit rate as slope in 8th grade math. So we've already discussed the fact that the slope is the constant rate of change as a ratio of the change between two y values, which is called our rise, to the change between the same two x values, which we call our run. If you missed any of the previous slope videos, you can find those linked below. Those might be a good thing for you to go back and watch before you finish this video. A unit rate is a rate when the second amount is 1 unit. We do know that a rate is a comparison of two measurements, such as time and distance. That's an example, or price per pound. So a rate is like a ratio, but we're actually comparing two measurements. So the unit rate is when the second amount, which would be our denominator if we write it like a fraction, is 1 unit. So let's see how this relates to a graph and a table here with our slope. So here we're comparing the amount of rain that falls over time. And according to this graph, we can see that there is a point at 2, 1, and then there's another point at 4, 2, looks like 6, 3, and so on. So we can see whenever the time is at 2 hours, we have 1 inch of rain. At 4 hours, we have 2 inches of rain. At 6 hours, we have 3 inches of rain. And at 8 hours, we have 4 inches. At 10 hours, we have 5 inches. And at 12 hours, we have 6 inches. And I can go up here and see at 12 hours, there is a point at 12.6. So that does match our table. But now we don't necessarily just want to fill in the table because we want to find the unit rate. And so we're going to still use our same formula, k equals y over x, so that we can find k, which is that constant rate of change. So here, if we fill this in, we're going to have k equals, our first y is 1, and our time at that point is 2. So we want to put y over x. If we want to use our graph here, which means we're going to go up 1, and then to the right 2. So again, we have a rise of 1, which goes on top, and a run of 2, which goes on the bottom. So we'll go ahead and just label this rise over run. So that means that my equation is going to be y equals 1/2 x. So this means when x is a unit of 1, y is going to be at 1/2 an inch. So after 1 hour, the rain is at 1/2 inch. So that means our unit rate is 1/2 inch per hour. Now, another advantage we have when we have the unit rate is that we can compare graphs and tables using this as our slope and determine, in this case, which machine is filling bottles faster. So here I have a graph of machine A and a table of machine B. So I can see here machine B on the table is already filled out for me because it already states here that when my x, which if you remember is going to be my unit rate, is 1, then my y is 0.8. So this would be y equals 0.8x. Then if we go over here to our graph, we can find our slope. There is a point here. So we're going to find our rise, which is 1, 2, 3. So our rise is 3. So if I fill that out, I'm going to have k equals 3 over, and then I'm going to go right 1, 2, 3, 4. So that means my run is 4, and I am still going in the positive direction. So I have a positive here. So I can fill out my formula for this one, which is y equals 3/4 x. So in order to compare these two, I do want to change the one on the graph to a decimal form. So I'm going to change this to say y equals 0.75x. Now, we want to know in this case if machine B is 0.8x and machine A is y equals 0.75x, then how do I find which machine works faster? Well, if I plug in a 1, so I can say that machine B is filling up 0.8 gallons per second. And I can say that machine A is filling up 0.75 gallons per second. Because they're both comparing 1 second, that's our unit rate, then I can tell easily that machine B works faster. We know that 0.8 is greater than 0.75. I'm Mrs. D Math. Thanks for joining me today on interpreting the unit rate as slope in 8th grade math. Have a great day. Bye.